So here we go again. The title of this talk is Einstein Wrong About His Theory. I'll be dealing with what this theoretical physicist is saying, Sabine Hossenfelder, and dealing with the video entitled These Experiments Could Prove Einstein Wrong.
Einstein's theory of general relativity has made countless correct predictions, and yet physicists are constantly trying to prove it wrong. Why? What would it be good for to prove Einstein wrong? And how could it be done? That's what we'll talk about today. First of all, I have to clarify that when I say proving Einstein wrong, I mean proving Einstein's theory of general relativity wrong. Einstein himself has actually been wrong about his own theory, and not only once.
So Sabine is making out there is a difference between Einstein's theory of general relativity being wrong, and presumably that also includes special relativity. So she's talking about really Einstein's theory as both special and general relativity, and that's the difference between saying Einstein is wrong about his theory. And she claims Einstein's theory has made countless correct predictions, so she means it's been found right so far. But Einstein has been wrong about his theory. She now gives examples of Einstein being wrong.
For example, he originally thought the universe was static, that it remained at a constant size. He changed his mind after learning of Hubble's discovery that the light of distant galaxies is systematically shifted to the red, which is evidence that the universe expands.
And that's moving the goalposts, changing the theory. Einstein predicts a static universe. He then decides that the universe is not static, and then he has to amend his theory and adjust the mathematics to accommodate this change. Making those changes is changing the theory, in other words, moving the goalposts. And now we go to other examples of Einstein being wrong.
Einstein also, at some point, came to think that gravitational waves don't exist and argued that black holes aren't physically possible. We have meanwhile found evidence for both. I'm not telling you this to belittle Einstein.
Really, those things need to be gone into a lot more detail, but basically, from this perspective, Einstein is wrong about quite a lot of things.
I'm telling you this because it's such an amazing example for how powerful mathematics is. Once you've formulated the mathematics correctly, it tells you how nature works, and that may not be how even its inventor thought it would work. It also tells us that it can take a really long time to understand a theory. General relativity is now more than a century old.
So the relevant words are once formulated the mathematics correctly, and while you're adjusting the mathematics, that is moving the goalposts. So Einstein was originally saying things from his theory that later get deemed wrong, then the theory gets adjusted, mathematics gets adjusted a bit, but people like Sabine don't want to phrase it that way in terms of moving goalposts, and instead we'd like to phrase it along the sort of lines Einstein's theory has been found right so far, and Einstein has been wrong about his theory. So that's trying to gloss over the moving goalposts involved, and in my other videos I've given more examples of moving the goalposts in relativity. Moving goalposts in Einstein's relativity is something that the mainstream allows under their disguised wordplay, and the mainstream still keeps making more amendments to Einstein's relativity, making it more different from whatever Einstein was saying. But moving goalposts in Newtonian physics seems to be something that the mainstream wants to ignore, i.e. there's an unfair bias in wanting to allow special favoritism for Einstein but not allow it for Newton. So this is all about mainstream trying to just keep sweeping things under the carpet. They can do a bit of wordplay and in an attempt to disguise what they're doing is moving goalposts. Thank you. Finish the end.